Edith Okello enjoys riding her bike home from Crawford High School in City Heights. Her long braided hair blows in the breeze as she glides down Orange Avenue. But the 15-year-old's journey hasn't always been this carefree.
I was born in Sudan, but I'm from Uganda.
Okello spent the first 10 years of her life in the Kakuma refugee camp in the Horn of Africa. Kakuma means nowhere in the native language of Swahili. She lived among 110,000 others who had fled wars in neighboring countries. Okello says conditions were harsh.
We didn't have a lot of clean water. We had to walk a really long distance to get clean water, which wouldn't even last us 2 days.
Having a bicycle to get around wasn't even a dream for her back then.
And for food, the UN used to give us food, but it wasn't enough.
Okello recalls sleeping on the ground.
Like about 5 people in a room, shared one blanket.
When she wasn't working or waiting in line for food or water, she attended school.
When we got in trouble, we used to get punished by getting beat. Sometimes they'll put pencils between our fingers or hit our knuckles with the rulers or smack our butts with sticks.
Okello's story isn't unique. Many of the 3,500 other refugees who relocate to San Diego County every year from around the world share a similar background. Most have suffered greatly before moving here. The average stay in a refugee camp is 17 years. Edith Okello and her family moved in 2008 from the Kakuma camp to here in City Heights. It's known as San Diego's hub for refugee resettlement.
I'm very grateful I have a bed, I have enough food to eat, and I have a family who has time to spend with me.
Okello also has a new bike to help her travel the 6 miles to school and back, thanks to the San Diego International Rescue Committee's refurbished bike program. The IRC collects donated bikes from the community, fixes them up, and gives them to refugees like Okello.
What I do is I repair the bikes, make them safe and suitable so the refugees are able to use them.
Put it on to the front.
Martin Vorneveld is an IRC bike repair volunteer.
Most bikes have either a flat tire or the brakes aren't working or the gears aren't working or you just need a lube job, anything like that.
When a batch of bikes is ready, IRC Transportation Coordinator Hong Tran teaches refugees about bike safety and how to ride a bike before giving them a set of wheels.
Which lane would you choose if you needed to go left?
The left side.
This one? Right.
On this day, Tran is teaching Edith Okello and 4 other students from Crawford High School, where nearly a third of students are refugees.
So whenever you turn, you want to make sure you turn next to the curb.
Tran has distributed more than 100 bikes since the program began 3 years ago. She says buying a car or taking public transportation is often beyond the financial means of newly arrived refugees.
Because a lot of them come here and they want to live a life of self-sufficiency and independence, and the bicycle really provides is a great way for them to start that.
For Edith Okello, who has already learned English and adapted to a dramatically new culture in 5 short years, having a bike is one less obstacle. She no longer has to walk to school at 5:45 in the morning.
It helps me get up in the later than usual when the sun is up, so I don't have to go in the dark and be scared.
Okello says she doesn't regret having lived in a refugee camp because she says coming from a place called nowhere with almost nothing has inspired her to work hard.
The camp helped me become a strong person from the inside and the outside because when I came here, I realized that there was more to me than I ever knew.
She's a track star at Crawford and plays varsity basketball. She's hoping to follow in her sister's footsteps and attend UC Berkeley.
I'm hoping to become a forensic anthropologist and just travel around the world.
But for now, she says she'll stick to traveling around San Diego on her newly refurbished bicycle. Susan Murphy, KPBS News.